All right, Jesse on Fire, the last live stream of 2022, and it's on. And we're doing this at the same time as I have my most viral video of all time humming right now, and I'm very happy about it. You guys wouldn't know that yet because it's going so hot that the numbers are extremely delayed. But my goodness, man. Oh my God. It's very exciting. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about a new MMA betting scandal that is, in my opinion, worse, significantly worse than what Kraus did. And I'll tell you exactly why. He's not facing the same legal repercussions, but when I gauge the ethics of what this guy did compared to what Kraus allegedly did, I see a very clear delineation. And what this dude did is way worse. Way worse. Okay. So I'm going to give people a couple minutes to get on. And then, especially because I started early, I did that on purpose. I wanted to start early. I can get all this stuff out of the way. And then if I'm in Central Time, 4:35, I'll jump into this thing. So like I say on every video, I really appreciate everybody being gentlemen about the gentleman's agreement. Basically, I put a price on my free content, and the price is just subscribe. If you're going to watch my videos, feel free, just subscribe to the channel. Costs nothing. Click a button, you forget about it. It tells the YouTube algorithm that people like my channel. It's literally asking, like, can you guys just tell YouTube that you like the channel? And that's it. And so it's a fair deal. And my analytics are telling me that literally, like, everyone's doing it. I am extraordinarily grateful to you guys for doing that. Thank you guys, because all I can do is handshake it from over here. I can't enforce it. And I appreciate everyone doing it. Yeah, it's been an incredible year, dude. It has been an incredible year. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure exactly. I should have looked where I started this year, but I'm very close to 100,000 now. And that's unexpected. 2 months ago, I didn't think I'd be anywhere near 100K by the end of the year. And it was an unexpected turn of events. The second that Gabrielle and I were like, maybe you should just do content. Like maybe just do content. See how it goes. That day, I did the Balenciaga video that got 400,000 views. The very first one. It's like the universe just throwing out breadcrumbs, you know? All right. So it's 4:35. So we're going to start the show. Okay. So Ahmed, thank you so much, man. I genuinely very, very much appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you, dude. So, okay, I'm going to jump into this and then I'll answer questions after I run through the story. So, shout to the MMA holes. Chris sent this over to me on Insta, and he's like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this this new betting scandal?" And I looked at it. I didn't know what he was talking about. So I looked at this, and I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, MMA Lock of the Night, but he's one of these guys that has a content. Obviously he's a content creator, and he does, he recommends bets. He went full time recommending bets and yada, yada, yada. And like, that's what he does for a living. Right. So he started facilitating these games where, as I understand it, you get a bunch of participants who all pick winners. It's basically a DraftKings contest, if I understand it correctly. The part that I know for sure is that everyone is paying into a pot that he controls, and then he facilitates the game, takes a small percentage for himself, I'm sure, and then distributes the funds, right? So the rules are not relevant, but it's something about, picking a certain number of winners and a certain number of prop bets, whatever. It's not really relevant. The point is, this dude whose full-time job is creating content and doing, recommending bets, is taking in a tremendous amount of money and then distributing it to his subscriber base. That's the key thing to understand. These are his subscribers, right? They're the people that view his content, right? And apparently earlier in the year, and we're talking a lot of money. Like, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the video that I saw. I think the person who won the last contest that hasn't been paid is owed, I can't remember if it's either $12,000 or $18,000. Either 12 grand or 18 grand. Okay. So we're talking like real money here, dude. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of finances you have. 12K is a lot of dough, dude. That's a lot of money. Regardless, that's a lot of money if you're Floyd Mayweather, unless he's an idiot. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money to be owed out. And so apparently earlier in the year, there had been this incident where he said he had some issue with PayPal, and he couldn't pay people out or something for a little while, right? So he couldn't pay anyone out for a little while, and then subsequently he, solved the problem and everybody got paid, right? So this last one, all of a sudden, he's like, oh yeah, I'm having trouble with PayPal. Oh, and all these people are like, where's my money? What's going on with my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? And he's giving people excuses. He's going, it's this PayPal thing. And hey, sorry, I updated the standings. You go back to this. I mean, I assume you guys can guess where this is going, but here, December 22nd, people love running with this shit. I am dealing directly with the people involved. That is all that matters to me. Let the shit disturber continue to disturb, because this is like when he's like, guys, it's all totally under control. Okay. Like it's all, we're going to be fine. Everything's cool. And as people are, this is the dude.
Please let me know if my audio is working or not. 1 second here.
Okay, so that's the dude. And I'm just going back here to try to see where this started, in terms of the payouts, right? So it looks like all this happened in the last couple of weeks. Okay. So long story short, excuses. And then finally, I've got a Christmas party. I can't, I'm going to be gone for a couple days. And then finally it wasn't PayPal. Here's what actually happened. Okay. I will summarize this for you guys now. Okay. So you guys see, you get the story. So I'll summarize, which is that he was, in his words, every once, was only spending player funds every once in a while and only a little bit, but he always replaced it with his own money. So he was using the funds for the contest as spending money, and then he would just replace it. Okay. And ultimately he said that he, in this thing, he's like, I started getting behind and, I was trying to play catch up. And then I had to lie to some people in my life to, I'm really sorry to those people that I lied to who, gave me money to try to help me close the gap. And now I'm sorry. I destroyed I destroyed my career. I'm going offline now. I promise I'm going to pay everyone back. I'm disassociating from yada, yada, but I'm sorry. I'm going to get everyone paid. So here's the thing about that, right? So first of all, if you at any point started spending the money that you were taking in for the contests, that in and of itself shows what's the right way to put this? There are certain people that I would trust to leave my wife with for the weekend, there, it's not a huge group, but I have some people where I would be like, you're in charge of Gabrielle. And what that means is they're in charge of her safety. And obviously, no matter how blacked out you get, no matter what you think, even if you guys are sleeping in the same house and I'm in fucking Europe, I know there's no scenario where they're going to try to push up on Gabrielle ever. Right. They're going to, they're guys that I trust. A person who would dip into the funds I wouldn't trust that dude to not like, you know, if she was wasted, try to slide a camera up under her dress when she's not looking. You know what I mean? Like that's such a sleazy move that shows like a complete and total lack of character. You know, like that's not your money. Like that's not your money, dude. Like that's not your money. You took it, you know, you took it and you're holding it for your viewers. They're trusting you to facilitate the distribution of this money. It like there should be no scenario where you would spend the player funds at all. Okay. So there's that. But what we're actually talking about, like if it was like, oh, you know, I ended up short, you know, $1,000, like that would be one thing, right? Dude, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. And like, I can obviously tell you exactly how this probably happened, which is he gambled it away, right? He gambled it away, of course. Because how do you go through that much money? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to go through that much money, you have to be gambling. And then you're chasing it. You're like, oh, shit. You know, oh, shit. I'm down 2,000 in the player funds. And you chase it. You go up a little bit. It's like a sickness, dude. But a sickness that people have at least like just because a person has a gambling addiction doesn't mean that they would dip into player funds that their viewers gave to them, trusting them to hold on to gamble themselves. You know, like that's not a one-to-one. A person with a gambling addiction doesn't necessarily dip into those player funds. Like that just shows a complete and total lack of character, you know? And like, you know, so look, like he ends up doing this thing where he's like, look, you know, I'll actually read this thing to you guys. Wait. In my desperation to resolve the situation over the last several months and save my spot in the industry, I didn't realize it was already too late. Here's the truth from beginning to end. No, I did not use the prize money to pay for my wedding or house remodeling. With most weddings in my culture, it is like, okay, I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that he gambled it away. I'm seeing people posting things, things I said back in 2021 about money I bet with, lost, won, etc. None of that was challenge money. I had a great year betting wise, which included a huge $18,000 hit that fueled the rest of my year's bankroll. That's probably what got him, is he started playing big and he lost. And then he's like, oh man, but he knows he can hit big because he hit 18K before. He talks about his ad revenue, blah, blah, blah. I started these challenges in 2019 as a way to expand my exposure. Up until early 2022, every winner was paid out on the night of the last event or a couple days after at most. In April 2022 is when I first started running into issues, which means you started playing with other people's money and losing it. I paid out all the winners with the exception of 2 or 3 people who had won the DOTN. Okay, so like these are irrelevant details, dude. You were short. Only 2 to 3 people. I only stole 2 to 3 people's money. I did not want to touch the prize pool that was in place for the year-long 500 lock of the night challenge in fear of a situation like this. Oh, so he went in, he played players funds. When he lost them, he went into the big payout to cover those losses, and he's Ponzi scheming from the beginning. And then he's probably gambling to chase it. Whether it was from fees, currency exchange, or just my naivete, the balance in my PayPal account in April had just enough to cover the ongoing lock of the night challenges after paying out everyone except the 2 to 3 people previously mentioned. Dude, this is not, you either have the money or you don't, dude. No one goes into your PayPal and moves the money around. Either you gambled or spent other people's money or you didn't, dude. This is all nonsense. I started exhausting my personal finances to try to make it whole. And that's when I really fucked up. I used the money coming in from the new games to cover outstanding challenge balances, but it was not enough. Yeah, of course it's not enough. Of course it's not enough. September is when I felt the brevity of the situation, as I was only digging myself deeper by betting and chasing. I knew stopping the challenges altogether was the move to stop this from becoming even bigger. And that's when I decided to put an end to starting new games. I've had a couple people help me along the way in hopes of rectifying this myself before all of it came crashing down, but I was already in too deep, which means people loaned him money and he went and bet it, hoping that he could win and solve this problem. And here's a moment. I'm going to remove this. This is simple how this is worse than Kraus. It is very, very simple. Hang on. I'm going to put this up and then I'm going to respond to that in a second. My own stupidity, taking away my business relationships and is tricking my own blah, 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 blah. Okay. So simple answer how this is worse than Kraus. Okay. I'm talking about ethics, dude. Like the ethics of a thing that you did, right? So like Kraus, in what he was doing, he's sports betting. Like what Kraus is going to go down for is ultimately, taking bets. I don't know. Again, I still don't know how public all of this is, but he's going to probably go down for like facilitating illegal sports betting. Okay. And if you want to just talk about like the public thing, what he did was he had an injured fighter who needed the money. He needed the money for the fight. Kraus, I can tell Kraus is a person who like cares about his people, right? So he's like looking at this guy and he's like, dude, we could not only solve his problem, but we could also really solve his problem and hit really big. Like, just, look, man, just go out there and fight, man. Just go out there and fight. And look, like you're already injured. So, you take a kick and then you're injured and it is what it is. And we get to, we kind of know the outcome. So we'll make out like bandits. We'll kick you an extra 30K, whatever. Like in his mind, he thinks that like he's solving this dude's problem and simultaneously is going to make a boatload of money with his whales. Like, so in terms of the people that rely on him, he's like thinks he's doing something good that he's also going to really like, financially benefit from. Like, and when it comes to like facilitating sports betting, I don't think there's anything ethically wrong with that at all. Like, I don't think there's there's two different things here. Like, I do think there's something ethically wrong with what I just described, but the group that's getting, fucked over are casinos, sports books. Casinos literally exist to take advantage of people's weakness, gambling and not being able to control themselves. That's how they live, is taking advantage of people's weaknesses and extracting their money. Do I feel bad about a fucking fixed fight? Zero. Not even a fucking little bit. Fuck the casinos. Fuck them. Fuck them. So that's why, like, and then when, and Kraus presenting, like, assuming that he was making book himself, he presents odds on a game or on a fight or whatever, and people, decide they want to bet with him. I mean, he now becomes the casino, but nonetheless, like, it's still a consensual transaction, right? What this dude did is he took advantage of the people that trust him, which are his viewers. Like the viewers, they're like, they watch. It's like, literally, it's no different than if I told all you guys that I had this fucking project that I was doing, and yeah, man, it's, we're doing yada yada, and then I just stole all your money. I would fucking never do that. I like that shit's it's unfathomable, dude. This shit's fucking unfathomable. I'm talking about ethics, dude. Like, the only reason that you have a career, like the only reason I have a career doing this is because you guys watch my stuff. I am incredibly, deeply grateful to everybody who watches my stuff. Everyone. And if this stupid fuck was too blind to understand that that's the only reason that he was able to, do this professionally, then that's his own problem. But anyone who has a brain knows that. And if you leverage the trust they have for you to steal their money, then you're a fucking piece of shit. Kraus was just played it fast and loose, like he just played it fast and loose. But like, there's, if you say, okay, so like, it's like, hey, who is the victim of what Kraus did? right? Like, who's the victim? I mean, you could say Derek Minner ends up being a victim and Jeff Molina ends up being a victim because they're going down also, but those guys didn't, I mean, again, I'm not getting into the ethics of like throwing a fight. That's obviously wrong. But if you throw a fight, who's the victim? The fucking sports book. A faceless entity that exists to extract money from people, which I don't have a problem with, but it's not like I don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, it's like juking a fucking insurance company. It's like these guys do anything they can to not pay out a fucking widow who got run over by, whose husband got run over by a car. They'll go through the file any way they can. And they'll be like, oh, you see this right here? Because of this, we're not going to pay out her life insurance. And if you figure out an angle where you're going to get paid out on something where you had to juke something, I don't give a fuck. Fuck the insurance company. Fuck those motherfuckers. Doesn't mean I don't think that they shouldn't. Like, it's not like I don't, like, it's okay that they exist. Everything they do is legal, but they're fucking scumbags, So that's why. Much worse. Much worse. Yeah, that's funny that you say that, because, yeah, that's what Chris said too. He's like, he said, yeah, he just said he said that MMA holes, he said that they went at them hard last night. Because when he showed this to me, and here's my message was this. I'm going to go make a video, and I'm not going to say that. I got a thing demonetized for something just like this. I'm going to F this kid's mouth. But he said, yeah, he said that he's a total prick and he's dealt with him before. And that they went super hard at him last night, which is good because that's exactly what I see Tate's out of jail. Nice. That's good for them, dude. And honestly, if that ends up being accurate, if you have a link, put it in there. If that ends up being accurate, then that would certainly support what I said in my video today, which is like, I completely believe that the April one is exactly what they said. Oops, hold on. For the first time, I understand why Islam forbids gambling. I used to have this innocent attitude that it's an aspect of investment. No. Inherent danger involved is coming clear through UFC. I mean, listen, dude, this is what it is. There are a lot of people who can recreationally bet and it's fine, right? Now, the entire business wouldn't exist if the house didn't win most of the time, right? But I am generally accepting of offering a service that people all enter into consensually for the most part, barring, stuff that's just, but the bottom line is for a lot of people, they cannot control themselves gambling. Like it's a weird thing that I don't understand. I have, I've been pretty open with the, where my I can't do that sits, which is opioids. I just can't do them. Like there's no, there's like to the equivalent of this thing, where he's like, I'll just gamble with just a little bit of their player funds, is me like, God, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm going to do 2 Norcos tonight. I'm going to watch a movie and we're going to be good. And it's like, I may as well just jump into a time machine and jump ahead 6 months when I will be a sniveling fucking Norco addict. So I just don't do it. I just don't do it. It is absolutely inevitable. But dude, you know what? I want to show you guys something really quick. So this is an Andrew Tate clip that I found today. And yeah, I know he's still in. So this is an Andrew Tate clip that I found today that I found very interesting for a very specific reason. Hang on. So here it is.
Unfortunately, I was born with a mind that is hard to occupy, and I find everything boring. I find the cinema boring. I find clubbing boring. Conversations, family dinners, festivals, holidays, all the crap that everyone enjoys bores the life out of me. The only thing that keeps me mildly entertained, something which is so dangerous, I'm scared. I totally understand why people climb Mount Everest. I totally understand why people jump off tall buildings. And that's exactly the same reason I get in the ring. Because without it, I could live numb and bored all of the time. Every single time you get run to a fight, I think, why am I doing this? What am I risking my life for? What am I getting a broken hand or a fractured skull or whatever? But you know, I don't feel like I have a choice but to do it. You know, it's just who I am.
Dude, so I heard that and I was like, wow, dude, that may as well have been me. I've said that. I have literally said that to the letter a million times when trying to explain to people why I took pills, like what it was, like why I like when I know they're no good and why I would go back to taking Norcos, like to the letter that. And I would always try to explain to people, I'm like, dude, it's not easy to have my brain, man. Like it's not easy to be me at all. Like my brain is not wired for regular life. It's just not, dude. Like it's like when I'm, in just like a day-to-day normalcy that everyone seems to be, pretty good at doing. I can't do it. I will lose my mind. I will feel like I'm jumping out of my skin. I'm like, God, I'm so fucking bored. That's what it was. But now I figured out how to, I've just kind of settled in more now that I'm older, I think, too. Kratom helps a lot. Kratom doesn't like get me high at all. That's what it does for me personally. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. It just takes that away just a little bit, like just eases up on the, I can't take it. I'm so bored. John, thank you so much, my man. Jesse, I hope you and your beautiful family have a happy new year. Best of luck to your amazing channels in 2020. Thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it very much. Dude, you want me to get rid of the shoes? Send me something else to put up there. Let's see how my video is tracking. Dude, this video is, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Let's fucking go, son. Oh, dude. You guys can't see the real numbers on my most recent video yet because they lag behind initially. But that's what they actually are. They're at 3 times. 3 times. It's tracking at 3 times my next highest video out of the last 10. This is 100% the biggest video that I've ever had out of the gate, like by a fair margin. It has 35,000 views in less than 2.5 hours. I've gained 400 subscribers in 2.5 hours. Insane, dude. Insane. I seriously can't, like, if you trust the universe, like, I can't, like, that. If I was going to give anybody advice, I mean, I give lots of people advice, but one piece of advice that applies to every person on this earth is like, if you know what you want and the universe throws breadcrumbs in front of you, like, just pay attention. Just fucking pay attention, man. And be like, oh, this seems to be like the universe is screaming this at me, screaming it at me. And you just follow it. I don't even know if I've told you guys this, dude. I started YouTube or started doing TikTok first because I did this random video on Instagram that I would imagine a lot of you guys probably saw and didn't even put together that it was me because it was before I was, dude, publicly, it still says I have 5,400 views on that thing that has 35,000 views. That's crazy. But I had this video that I put on Instagram. It got like, you know, it's just like my regular personal Instagram. It got 500 views. And I had this company reach out to me in my DMs, and they were like, "Hey, has anyone reached out to you about brokering this video out, like, and selling it to advertising agencies?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Well, would you like us to do that? We split the money 50-50, whatever." And I had Gabrielle look into the company. She's like, "Dude, they're legit. It's this company called Newsflare." And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, what is there to lose?" So I signed this contract, and they're like, "Yeah, we can, so we're going to start selling it." Right. Jay Bizzle, thank you so much, man. So like literally 2 days later, and keep in mind, this is before I even had a TikTok. I had no social media, no social media presence at all. I mean, beyond just like a regular personal account that had, 500 followers or whatever. Gabrielle's like, she's like, "Dude, you're famous." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're fucking famous." And she DM'd me a link to the video that I posted, and it had 130,000 views. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And we just watched it, and it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. It, dude, got to like 17 million views on this, and that's just with one company that had it. And it just kept selling and selling and selling and selling. I made $9,000 off this fucking video because so many like companies kept buying it, and it would just go viral, and then it would fizzle out, and then some other company would launch it. Dude, it must have gotten 150 million views. And so I looked into, I was like, geez, how much money would I have made if I would have put this on YouTube myself? That's the first time I ever looked into like YouTube monetization. And Jesus, I mean, now that I know more about the YouTube monetization, because it was so short, it wouldn't have been, but like, do you make between $5,000 and like $7,000 per million views? So go ahead and do the math on that. I would have made $700,000. So I was like, oh my God. And so I followed that breadcrumb. But here it is, this one.
Georgia, look at me. It's my turn. My turn. I'm gonna cry now, okay? Okay, your turn. Go ahead, cry. Cry. Why not? It's your turn. Good job, buddy. Good job. Okay, my turn. My turn. Okay, your turn. Why? Yeah, good job. Go ahead, cry. Okay, now I'm gonna cry then. Okay, your turn.
Yeah.
Why?
So that video, Genius Dad Tricks Daughter into Not Crying, got 9-figure views. And then if you want to email me something, send it to my email. And then so I gave them rights to another video, basically of the same thing. And this one got even more fucking views, dude. And it was like, Jesus, this one. Jesus.
Georgia, now it's your turn. Wait, it's not your turn yet. Georgia, now it's your turn. Georgia, cry. Okay, Jen, your turn. Good job. Good job. Yeah, good job. Okay, my turn. Hang on, my turn. Wait, Jen, it's my turn. Shh, it's my turn. My mommy. Okay, Georgia, your turn. Georgia, it's your turn to cry. Okay, go ahead, Jen. You're crying. Your turn. But go ahead, cry. It's your turn. Well, why not? I thought we were all crying for mommy. I know, but so you don't want to cry anymore? Okay. Well, I guess we're not playing the game anymore then. But that was an awesome game. Good job. You did so good. What an amazing.
Yeah. So apparently there was a huge like demand for videos of dads mind fucking their kids into not crying. I didn't like. It's not like I filmed them like, oh, dude, I hope these go viral. I just filmed them because I thought it was hilarious. Like I thought it was hilarious because it worked every single time with no exceptions. Alex Juarez, thank you so much, dude. Oh, dude, hang on. I got to call out my boy, Remington Ross, dude. Remington Ross, thank you so much, dude, for sending me that video this morning. Like that's like I can't even explain to you how like there's when you're a creator and you get a video that is off to the races like this, like you know if a video is going to perform well after 15 minutes usually. Like if it's tracking a certain way, like 10 minutes even, I could tell like if it's going to do well. And then if it really starts to go, you find out in like around like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. But there's literally nothing better in the entire world than when a video really takes off. And the only reason, like I would have never seen that video if you didn't send it to me. So thank you very much, sir. Matthew Riley, thank you so much, man. Congrats, brother. Love the content. Can relate to many of the life experiences that you discussed. Can't wait to see what 2023 holds for JOE and JOF. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, man. Gabrielle, come here. Oh, so you can relate to not being supposed to take pills and having one of these.
Hi.
What time are we going?
We're waiting for you.
Oh, geez. Waiting on me, huh? Well, all right. I guess I need to go party, you guys. So thank you guys for everything this year. Who knows? Maybe very, very late at night. Gabrielle, actually, no, we won't.
What?
But I was gonna say maybe late at night we would come on here, but we won't.
We're not gonna get home till super late.
Anyway, thank you guys, all of you guys, very much. And like I said, the reason this is worse than Kraus is because it would be like me stealing your money. Fuck that guy. I would never, ever, ever do that. All right, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.